pine forest on the outskirts of the hill station of Shimla, Mr. Oliver, an Anglo-Indian teacher, was returning to his school late one night. From before Kipling's time, school had been run on English public school line, and the boys, most of them from wealthy Indian families, wore blazers, caps, and ties. Life magazine, in a feature of India, had once called it the Eden of the East. He had been teaching in the school for several years now. Shimla Bazaar, with its cinemas and restaurant, was about 3 miles from the school, and Mr. Oliver used to take a stroll into the town in the evening and return after dark while taking a shortcut through the pine forest, as these eerie sounds keep people away from the forest to the main road. They still don't affect Mr. Oliver, as he was not a nervous or imaginative man. He carried a torch and moved fitfully down the narrow forest path. But while moving through the forest, the batteries of his torch started running down and the light started flickering.
Not again. Why are these batteries not on my side? Why do they run out in situations like this? I'm in the middle of a forest and anything is barely visible. For God's sake, please work!
While beating the torch to make it work, the flickering light fell on a figure of a boy who was sitting down alone on a rock. Boys were not supposed to be out after dark.
What are you doing out here, boy?
Mr. Oliver sensed that something was wrong. The boy seemed to be sobbing with his head hung down. He held his face in his hands and his body shook convulsively. It was a strange, soundless weeping, and Mr. Oliver felt distinctively uneasy.
Well, what's the matter, boy? What are you crying for?
The boy then looked up nor answered his question. This made Mr. Oliver a bit concerned. His body continued to be racked with silent sobbing. The boy looked up. He took his hands from his face and looked up. The light from Oliver's torch fell on his face, if you could call it a face. It had no eyes, ears, nose or mouth. It was just a round, smooth head with a school cap on top of it. The torch fell from his shivering hand. He turned and scrambled down the path, blindly running through the trees, calling for help. He was still running down towards the school buildings when he saw a lantern swinging in the middle of a path. He stumbled upon a watchman.
What is it, Sahib? Has there been an accident? Why are you running?
I saw something horrible, extremely horrible. A boy in the forest. He had no face.
No face, Sahib.
No eyes, no mouth, nose, nothing.
Do you mean a face like this, Sahib?
The face of watchman had no eyes, ears, no features at all, not even an eyebrow, and the wind blew and